Chef Ricky P is back to share these delicious details on their Saturday and Sunday Southern brunch.
What's going on?
Well, it is a football weekend, and what better way to get it started than to have a delicious brunch?
Oh yeah, can't go wrong. Football's back, that's for sure.
You know, I was looking at some of the talking points we were going to have, and I couldn't help but notice there's a lot of B's, and I'm liking the B's that you're throwing out. We'll throw bucks in there to top it off. Sure. Bucks, brunch, bacon, beignet, and booze or bubbles.
Booze.
Is that right?
That's right.
I love alliteration. I love these B's. You're bringing the goods to us today. What are we doing?
Well, it's beautiful and bountiful.
Ooh, Ricky P's keeping it going for me. I like it.
Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to, a Saturday or Sunday brunch. Our brunch starts at 10 and it lasts till 3. Well, it's also our happy hour.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's a 5-hour happy hour. So, you know, we have a bottomless mimosa, which is a great way to start things off. We have our oysters on the half shell, $1 a piece for oysters on the half shell. So, and then we also have beignets. You know, this is a New Orleans tradition, is to have some beignets. So we've dove right in and we've created these fabulous beignets. And then we also have classic Southern breakfast with biscuits and gravy and, you know, bacon and potatoes. And then I'm going to do a crab cake Benedict for you.
Oh, nice. Well, I see you're already kind of going, right? We're mid-process?
Yeah, it's a process of making sure that, you know, that the poached eggs are cooked and the crab cake is warmed up. And so instead of the classic Benedict, which is, you know, with the ham and the
I was like, you're going to have to fill in that because I do not know the answer to that question, Ricky.
Well, this is the Southern style, so we have a biscuit instead of the English muffin, and then we're going to put the crab cakes on top of the biscuit, put some of this delicious hollandaise on top of that, and then we're good to go.
Love it.
So it's a simple process actually. Poaching the eggs just takes a few
That
minutes.
in itself is difficult. I love that Ricky says it's simple.
Oh yeah, it's simple. It's just poach eggs. You know?
Isn't that like the hardest way to cook eggs?
Well, the real secret is that when they're cooking, you want to swirl so that the eggs don't stick together, and that way, you know, you have your individually poached eggs.
Zach, when you're making those, make sure and swirl.
Yeah, you know,
that swirl.
it's that hand technique right there.
Well, you don't want to get it, you know, going into a whirlpool situation that you actually break the egg.
That would be me.
But,
that would totally be me.
But it's just like anything else, Natalie, that, you know, the more you do something, the better you get at it, hopefully. So, you know, this is a process. This is probably the hardest part, is just taking the egg out of the, and then laying it on.
And on top of the crab cake.
Oh, look at that art.
And so that it doesn't slide off and you have to start all over.
Hey, Ricky P, while we've got you here and while we're talking tips and tricks in the kitchen, back to the beignets. I absolutely love beignet. What is the secret to actually making a beignet other than just ordering it at a restaurant, which is what I would most likely do?
This is the reason why a lot of restaurants shy away from it, is because it's a 2-day process. You really need to get your dough and the yeast and everything in the beignet prepped the day before. So that you allow it to sort of settle overnight, and then you let it get to room temperature and it starts to rise. Wow. And then you can cut it, and then that's what gives it the fluffiness and the so it's for a lot of restaurants that aren't geared up for, you know, holding it overnight. You really have to make a commitment to do it that way, or you just get, instead of getting a beignet, you get a tortilla.
Well, I committed to it. Now I'm going to have powdered sugar all down my dress for the rest of the segment.
That's the reason I'm
Upcoming guests, I apologize.
What's the verdict, though? Delicious?
Oh my gosh, amazing. This is so good. It's got the flavor. Oh, so good.
I think that's what thing is, like, people really don't know exactly how much goes into the process, like you said, of making these, you know. And if it's a 2-day process, I mean, that's definitely more than what you would expect.
It's just it's making sure that it's prepped properly, that it's stored properly, it's handled properly. I mean, it's a technique. And it's not something that, you know, if you grow up in a city like New Orleans, where you have people that, you know, from part of their apprenticeship is learning how to do this.
Right.
It's a little bit different. So it gives you know, New Orleans its own uniqueness, and because we are so in love with New Orleans and the way that they prepare food, we wanted to do.
You love the South. You love the South, though, right?
You know, the South, you know, is part of my heritage. I actually was born in Mississippi.
Oh, no kidding.
So, but moved to New Orleans when I was a small child. So, you know, I love the South. I mean, my grandparents are from Atlanta, so.
Yep.
You know,
yep.
my granddaddy was a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Well, you know what?
Engineer.
And on that note, we got to go ahead. We are out of time. While Ricky is topping off our drinks, making them into mimosas,
Cheers.
Go and have fun at Roux for yourself. Enjoy the brunch. This is how you do it. Ricky, as always, a treat to have you here.
Bon appetit.